Well, hello, my lovelies. Welcome back to the channel. My name is FilmmakerJ, and today I thought I'd share with you one of my favorite video game experiences from way back in 1998, I want to say, is the first time I played this. So if you're not familiar with the Freddi Fish video game series, there were 5 games in total, 5 main series games anyway. There was I think 1 or 2 side games, including this Freddi Fish and Luther's Maze Madness, which I actually played. There was games 1, 2, 3, and 4 that I played. I never played the 5th because the 5th game was made in that short time period when Humongous Entertainment had lost a lot of its resources, I think. They had and lost access to some of their actors. I'm not exactly sure why, but they ended up using like one female person. I don't even know if she was an actress. I think she was maybe one of the team members at Humongous Entertainment, and she ended up doing Putt-Putt's voice, Freddy's voice, and Pajama Sam's voice in the last game in each of those series. Technically, they did do one final game for Spy Fox as well, but it was a it was like this, Maze Madness or balloon bubble pop that they did for Putt-Putt. It was one of those like arcadey games, and it was so bad. In the Spy Fox one was so bad that the ending cutscene is actually borked because the villain, quote unquote villain, is like invisible for a couple of frames or a whole shot. I forget which it was, but it's just bad. Anywho, what I wanted to show y'all before I get started with this one, because what we're playing today is Freddi Fish 2, The Case of the Haunted Schoolhouse. And I wanted to share this one because the first game, although I played the first game chronologically, I did play them, as they came out. I had a stronger affinity towards this one because of its atmosphere and its mood. It's very, very good. It has such a good atmosphere, being just the right amount of spooky without being terrifying. And that's an interesting place to be stylistically. It's an interesting atmosphere to set up for an audience member, especially at the ripe age of like 6 years old to maybe 11 years old tops would be the ideal demographic for this game. Maybe 5 years old, but I would say 6 to 11 is who would primarily be playing this. Obviously, I'm, playing this as I'm 30 years old. It's been a while since I actually played any of these games. As you're hearing in the background, funny enough, there have been a couple of soundtracks that have now been officially re-released and remastered by the original composers of some of these Humongous Entertainment games. So I'm listening to the soundtrack that was remastered for the first game, the Case of the Missing Kelp Seeds. Only a handful of the soundtracks have been released because of their composer, taking the time to do it. And the different soundtracks for the different Humongous games were made by different people. They were composed by different people. I think a guy named Tom McGurk is the one who did the majority of the soundtracks, but only one of his has been released as of today by a third party on Bandcamp. It's still official, but it was released with the permission of Tom McGurk and the permission of the current owners of the Humongous IPs. They released the soundtrack for the Spy Fox 2 Some Assembly Required, which is like my favorite Humongous soundtrack ever. So I'm so thankful that somebody finally put that out there in high quality, from the original recordings that were made and sent to Humongous when they implemented them into the game. Because when you listen to the game, it's low fidelity, bit crushed to heck and back. But I've been listening to these songs on my MP3 player on my phone for decades, and to hear them in full HD quality is a big change. To get back to Freddi Fish, I wanted to show y'all some artwork that I made way back in 2012 based on this game. It was my first attempt at an actual digital painting, and to be quite honest, I'm not a whole lot better at digital painting than this image right here. I'm definitely better at it, but you can tell that there's, you know, no sense of properly mixing these colors together and trying to get some sort of smoothness. Although there is an attention to the lighting and attempting to get some texture going. But this is specifically inspired by one of the main like hub areas in the game that you'll see in a little while. I wanted to capture this from a kind of a cinematic angle that is not actually in the game. A little later on in 2017, I actually made another image with Freddi Fish in it, another piece of fan art, and this one was a crossover. As you can see down here, I put some lines that each of the characters are saying. I didn't quite know how to implement word bubbles effectively, so I just did it all as like these video game text boxes at the bottom. And then, so this was done with Sebastian, Ariel, and Flounder on the top panel, and then Freddy and Luther on the bottom panel responding back to them. Because I figured, well, if there's anybody that you're going to ask to solve a mystery in Atlantica, then it's probably going to be these two. You call them out of town like you call Sherlock Holmes out of town, and he'll solve your mystery for you. So yeah, it just felt like the right kind of crossover to make that I'd never seen anyone else try before. So, let us get on with the show here. Okie dokie.
Good morning, Mr. Krabby.
Sorry I'm late, Freddy. I just had to find my Codfish Commando action figure for show and tell.
That's okay, Luther, but we better get going before we're late for school.
Also, I think for playthroughs like this, until I come up with a better solution, I'm going to stretch the image out. There we go. It's going to look a little funky, but I think it does the job. I noticed, if y'all think back a couple of decades ago, especially, you know, if you're a millennial, you'll recall that the Pajama Sam game had a superhero in it, and he had kind of that, I think he had a buzz cut. Pajama Man had a buzz cut, if I'm correct. He was also blue-skinned, and you can tell that this Codfish Commando little toy here is blue-skinned and has a mohawk. And then if you think back to the Fairly Odd Parents, Timmy Turner had a favorite superhero called the Crimson Chin that had kind of a fishtail mohawk, sort of a helmet that he wore on his head, along with his full body morph suit sort of a thing. All big muscle-bound dudes. That was kind of like the order of the day, is that the younger male character of some cartoon or some game or some show would have a superhero that he was really into, and it would feature into the story at some later point. Same thing with Sheen from Jimmy Neutron. His favorite superhero was Ultra Lord. Same deal. He was a big bulky dude with giant muscles, a big chin, and I think he had a helmet. I don't remember if it had a fin across the top, but I want to say it did. And he had a cape. Ultra Lord's cape was purple, if I remember right. Okay. Gotta love the shading work for all this artwork in the background, because now that it's an 8, now that I can see it crystal clear, the shading work on these rocks is impeccable. So good.
The schoolhouse is over here.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Freddy, did you bring everything you need for school?
Of course I did, Luther. In fact, I'm ready for a great day. And I hope you are too. I've had my breakfast.
I've got my books.
Comb my pins.
Check out my looks.
Ready for learning.
And to have some fun.
Heading off to school. Our day's begun.
So quaint. Okay.
I'll race you to school, Freddy.
Where are all the guppies? We're hiding.
The guppies say the school is haunted by a ghost, and that the ghost is stealing their toys.
I saw the ghost, Mrs. Croker. It stupefied me with fear, and then it stole my toy.
Boo!
Ah!
Hey, that's my toy!
Boo!
That couldn't have been real. There's no such thing as ghosts. Luther and I will find that so-called ghost and get back all the toys.
Good luck, Freddy.
Something I notice about these old games is that the humongous animators weren't like, and not to be disrespectful, of course, but they weren't top-of-the-line animators. They weren't the sort of animators that I would expect to see working on a television show where stuff is like done on 2s, 12 frames per second, full motion, you know, action scenes and all that sort of stuff. Their animation is practical, it's serviceable, and it works extremely well in this format, you know? And the reason I point that out is because when you look at a game like this, the biggest effort is probably in the background art design and planning out, you know, the different screens and where stuff is and what the sequence of events is going to be and the puzzles you have to solve. That's the hard part. The animation itself can probably be done by almost anybody who puts their mind to it, to learn how to do stuff frame by frame and give just little bits of looping motion. Of course, when you watch their mouths move inside the cutscenes, they're trying to match the voice recordings a little more closely. But when they go into the just static cutscenes like this, if you click on her,
I know we can get to the bottom of this so-called ghost business.
it's just a random assortment of mouth shapes that cycle between themselves. So it's a lot like anime. It's just meant to be there and flap the gums while the voice recording is playing in these static shots. A, B, C.
2, 3, 1.
2, 3, 1. It's the little things in these games that you just love to heck. Such good pixel art on there too. That's actually one of those things. I don't think this is pixel art per se. I think these are actually paintings that might have been done on paper, scanned in, and then color reduced to this color space. And then maybe certain extra pixel lines were added after the fact. You know, slightly cleaned up and all that. I'm pretty sure that's how they did this. This would have been scanned artwork, because I think you can almost see the brush lines and kind of how they sketched these in.
Wow! Even with that ghost crawling around, Mrs. Croker's as cool as a sea cucumber.
I think that's a phrase they use in these games multiple times. As cool as a sea cucumber. Oh yeah, you can draw on this thing.
A.
Stamp some A's.
E.
Stamp some E's. You can stroke the E's around. It's actually a pretty serviceable drawing system. It's very smooth. By the way, even these little things like these squishy arrows, I always liked the look of them. I love the twisted look of this room. Just the lighting and the shape of this is creepy enough on its own. It's so bizarre looking.
You just never know when a pair of plastic-coated safety scissors will come in handy.
Mr. Ghost, please report to the principal's office. Mr. Ghost, to the principal's office, please.
Even that, I love how deep and slightly off the sound of that noise is. Just that by itself is creepy.
Hey, Luther, that was the ghost! Let's get it! Hey, you! Stop!
Boo! Whoa! You better look out. I'll be back to get that toy. Freddy, he almost got away with my Codfish Commando action figure. Why does that ghost have to steal kids' toys? Look, it's part of the ghost.
Luther, I don't think that ghosts wear sheep. Whoever is scaring the guppies is just wearing a ghost costume. I've got it. Let's build a trap to catch that phony. See? We already have almost everything we need.
Boy, you come up with plans hyper
This is
quick,
a list
Freddy.
of all the things we need to build
She's
our
going to
trap.
college.
We'll just need to get a life preserver, a diver's helmet, a mock stock Mibblebox Whopper Bopper, a wheel for the baby buggy, and a pulley for our trap to be complete.
A mock stock Bibblebach Whopper Bopper. That is a great tongue
It's a
twister.
list that shows what we need to build our trap. We
Mibblebach.
still need to get a life preserver.
I know. I got you. Okie dokie. Look at this. Look at how creepy this looks. I love it.
We found a purple sea urchin.
Money! I'm actually surprised we still haven't heard any of the creepy music yet. It's all been the cheerful stuff. Because normally right now you'd hear the creepy music.
Good thing we didn't pass up that purple sea urchin. It might come in handy.
Down the creepy vent into the furnace room. So you gotta wonder, what is this furnace room for? Because the fish wouldn't have been using this furnace room. So is this whole schoolhouse just sunken under the water and used to be above water for human people?
Great! We found a wrench.
Freddy's a hoarder.
It's a wrench. It's a wrench. These are my plastic-coated safety scissors. It's a wrench.
I thought I was supposed to be able to click on this stuff. That's kind of funny.
It's a wrench.
Yeah, I know it's a
These
wrench.
are my plastic-coated safety scissors.
There we go. Finally got the theremin in there.
If you guys don't stop nosing around the schoolhouse, the ghost will turn you into a couple of fish sticks.
I'm no jellyfish. You can't scare me.
However, you can scare me.
Well, don't say we didn't warn you.
Yeah, see? Not the best animation, but it certainly gets the job done. These games won awards, you know.
These are the things we need. This diving helmet will be great for our trap. Ugh. Hey, Luther, how about giving me a hand?
I really appreciate the great job
Her
you're doing.
eyebrows were
No, Luther.
jammering up there.
This helmet is snagged on the kelp. Help me break it loose.
Oops. Silly me. Whew. How are we gonna get the helmet for our trap?
I'm sure there's a way. We just have to think of it. It's a wrench.
Interesting. I forgot that. So, even in this moment, when you're when it's ready for you to take something, it'll let you have it. If it's not time to let you have it, it won't let you have it. That is really kind of limiting, because it it kind of boxes kids in to only getting able to use something when you're supposed to use it rather than trying and failing. It's like, is this where I use the scissors? Nope. Can't use those there. But here you can.
Here, Luther.
Snip ahoy, Captain! It's loose!
We need to get 4 more things to make our trap.
By the way, so many people have pointed out for years, you know, about women being the stars of video games. Does anybody ever mention Freddi Fish? Because she is a girl. She is the lead of this franchise. Luther is her best friend, is smaller, probably slightly younger than her. But she's the lead, you know, just like Horizon Zero Dawn, just like no, I can't think specifically, because Tomb Raider is Lara Croft by herself. I think she has, you know, cohorts and people she knows, but not something, it's not a constant partner. So it is a little different. It's also, you know, kind of the same duo situation that you get with Jak and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank, except Luther doesn't ride on her back the whole time. Okay.
Ahoy, Captain Schnitzel. How's the submarine?
Going nowhere fast, but that's okay. It gives me time to sing my Z ditties. The exception to this rule I've never seen yet. If you jump in the ocean, you're bound to get wet. Hey, nanny, nanny, and a hot-cha-cha. Hey, nanny, nanny, and a hot-cha-cha.
So there's the wheel, and of course
These are my plastic-coated safety scissors.
Yes, they are.
It's an old diver's helmet we need to complete our trap.
But now the wrench will come loose.
That wheel will be perfect for our trap. Try this, Luther.
Oh,
Whoa!
We did it!
that wasn't righty-tighty, lefty-loosey.
three
That
more
was
things to
righty-loosey,
make our ghost
lefty-tighty. Come on. You should have spun the other way, Luther. Boo. And of course, now we're swapping stuff out. I guess the scissors have more than one use because the wrench is gone, and now we've swapped this in. I don't think there's any point in the game where you can actually fill up all of these bubbles and be over full, so stuff will always swap out. Usually. But for some reason, the scissors are still here, so I forget what else they're meant for. That submarine is really long.
Nobody but nobody gets past Eddie the Eel. I'm in a bad mood because I missed lunch, and you ain't improving things any. Better skedaddle or I might just eat you and toss down your little green pal for dessert.
Look, it's the life preserver that we need for our trap.
Beat it, or I might forget myself and eat you guys.
Sir, we really need that life preserver.
It's not mine, but you still can't get past me.
Okie dokie. So let's see. There's a whole rest of this game we got to check out. We got 2 out of, what, 5 things?
These are the things we need to find
Yep.
to trap the ghost.
We got 2 out of 5 things, and we've only seen a quarter, like less than a quarter of this game. I love the, you know, the quote-unquote fish eye design of these things, where there's a distant vanishing point over here, distant vanishing point over here, so you always know where things are directing you to. Because if you go back here, there's 5 distinct directions you can go. There's an arrow there, an arrow there, an arrow there, an arrow here, and the center. Just like the guide map here. Beautifully done. Now that I listen to the music, it doesn't sound as bit crushed as you'd think it would. There's just a little bit of a noisy haze across the background because it is slightly lower fidelity. But it's still very good quality because it is CD quality, always was.
Gee, I don't think I can jump that far. Hooray! We made it to the other side!
Oh yeah, this guy.
Hi, Mr. Triple Fin.
Hey kids, why did the salmon swim upstream?
To get to the other side?
No, it wasn't aware of the current situation. Get it? Current situation?
Yeah, that was a weak one, I know.
I got a friend of mine by the name of Ed Salmon. Yeah, we just sit around in our rockers and play backgammon. The game's real good and the company's fine. Even though he cheats most of the time.
Okay, so was that talk singing or was that yokel country rapping? I don't know which, but I don't remember that. Do not remember that. He wants to hump that bulb. Love the steel drums in these games.
Look, Luther, a purple sea urchin. Gee, how'd it get way up there? Oh, I can't jump high enough to get it.
Oh, there's the track. There's the track I've been waiting for.
It's crab invaders! Don't let them ring the bell!
Oh boy.
Alright! Alright! We can leave when the arrow flashes. There goes another! Got one! Wow! Got one! Quit! Just
I'm too fast for you. Now, is there something that this guy gives us? I guess in this instance there isn't, but there might have been in other playthroughs. Because stuff in these games will usually rotate around between a couple of different things, and then sometimes those same things can be gotten in different ways. Well, that was creepy. Did y'all see that? It's literally just a beating heart right there. Okay, hop, skip, and a jump. All right. Back to the center. Oh, yep. Here's the little dude missing his glasses. Lots of starfish.
My glasses fell down that hole over there. I'd like to get them back, but I don't even dare. I wish I could find them, I'm feeling so sad. If I don't find them soon, my dad will get mad.
Will he? I wouldn't think he would.
Hi, Casey. What happened? I got so excited reading Scientific Aquarium magazine that my eyes bugged out and knocked the glasses clean off my face. I think I heard my glasses clatter down this hole.
That's funny. Cartoon physics made his glasses fall down the hole.
knock it off, Casey. You're making a spectacle of yourself. Get it? Glasses? Spectacle?
Everybody be making bad jokes today.
I'll get your glasses for you, Casey. Ah! I'm not going to fit in that hole. Perhaps someone younger, smaller, greener.
Oh, you mean me? Sure, why not?
I'll fit down the hole.
Nope.
Hot dog. Neat specs.
Huh. There's another starfish. Take a drink anytime they make one of these little animations affect a starfish.
Here are your glasses, Casey.
Luther, as my way of saying thanks, I'd like to give you something that I built myself. It's a fusion-powered, super elastic, repeating slingshot, complete with bullseye-seeking, super sneaky turbo rocks, and racing stripes.
Would you just hold on to this for me, Freddy?
Sure thing, Luther. Tucker Turtle. My, Tucker, your shell certainly is shiny today.
That's 'cause I just got it waxed. Well, my name is Tucker Turtle, and I'm here to say some of us were just born this way. I don't know why you look like you do, but that's okay. Somebody has to.
Well, I didn't want to say it before, but yeah, sadly in 2023, people are going to call this woke. But trust me, lots of stuff back in the 90s were very progressive, and it was nice to see. It was nice to see. Have you ever gone back and looked at the old Richard Scarry TV series? Like, if you watch that today, it ages really well because you realize that they don't limit anybody for different kinds of jobs. Like, every men and women characters can have any job in that universe. I'm pretty sure you do see a female cop, you see a female truck driver, you see a female construction worker, if I'm correct. And that everybody was nice and supportive to one another. There was at least one grumpy guy in town, but he wasn't so grumpy that he didn't appreciate other people eventually. You know, it was a highly educational series. But when I rewatched it a couple of years ago, I was struck by the fact that there were no gender-conforming limits on job opportunities, because that was one of the big things. Is it's Richard Scarry's busy world, because they always emphasize the different kinds of things that you can do, right? So that was always nice to see. I think in terms of in the lore of Freddi Fish, if you want to call it that, this is one of the few examples of human imagery that you'll see. Because, you know, Freddy and other characters know what human stuff is. Of course, we're collecting human stuff. You know, the fish didn't make this stuff. A fish made this, but a fish didn't make these scissors necessarily. But these are some examples of actual human-made objects with human form. So it's one of the few examples of that. Because anytime there's actual humans in these games, they're colored blue like Pajama Sam is.
Look, there's another purple sea urchin we can add to our collection.
Oh, yeah, there's the worm there.
It's a list that shows what we need to build our trap. We'll still...
Chocolate-covered worm doodles. My favorite.
Luther, no! You'll get hooked.
Huh? Hooked on junk food?
No, I mean there's a fishing hook stuck into that worm doodle.
Freddy, you saved my life. What could I ever do to repay you?
Stop overacting.
So that's probably one of the only examples of a live human in this universe.
If we use our fins to take the worm doodle off the fishing hook, we could get hurt. I'll bet these scissors will do the trick.
Great.
Luther, we need to save the rest for later.
I guess you're right, Freddy.
Yeah, what we actually need to do is give it to somebody else. And we still have the scissors. When do these disappear, I wonder? Oh, wrong way. Escape to the rescue. There we go.
Here's your chance to do a good deed and feed a hungry fellow sea creature.
You mean give up my worm doodle? My very favorite thing in the whole wide world?
Come on, Luther. Do it for Eddie.
Ah, well, my duty is clear.
Wow! I'm getting a major league sugar rush. See you guys later.
Luther, that was very noble. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I do noble pretty well, don't I?
This life preserver is just what we need to build that trap.
And change.
2 more things and we'll have everything we need to build
They
our
hit that
boat
transition
trap.
very well because they made it just flip off the wall real quick. Now, if I'm correct, I think the slingshot is what gets that other sea urchin off of there, and we're probably going to need that for the last few bits here. Escape, escape, escape. There we go.
Here, Luther. Why don't you try your slingshot?
Great idea. I've been waiting for a chance to test it.
Got it. Good work, Luther.
Skip, 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 skip.
Hi, kids. What can I do you for?
Hey, Ray. How's business?
You probably heard that I am now a collector of fine new and used trophies. And I'm trading one other specialty item. A Mockstock Nibblebach Whopper Bopper. A very hot item, I might add.
Luther! That's one of the things we need to build the trap. How much does a Mockstock Nibblebach Whopper Bopper go for?
This is way under my cost, but since you're such swell-looking kids, I'll let you have it for one slightly used trophy.
I think we could probably find a used trophy.
Oh, okay. So we don't even use the sea urchins. It's not that simple. Holy Emporium. Gotta go in the movies, of course. This is where some of the most interesting stuff occurs.
There's something about the theater that just makes my friends tingle with excitement.
You ain't alone there. Yay! So I'm pretty sure that was a Ben-Hur reference, but it was in black and white, so I don't know if it was referencing something else. Oh, if you click on it, it restarts. Okay.
You gotta have them.
Worm doodles.
Squishy, squashy, worm doodle in all your favorite flavors. Original, chocolate, sea cucumber, lemon, orange, red, and new fat-free. Grab them, because you gotta have them.
See, that's even before Fanta Red Pop, I think. And, and even that was still a thing. Original, chocolate, sea cucumber, orange, lemon, red. Just red. We literally don't know what it is, but it tastes like red. And of course, the fourth game would be a Western, so this is probably what inspired them to make that decision. Having some animation fun here. Krill Seekers. What did that say? Fish Gordon. Okay. Boom. Still don't know what it got caught in. Like, what ship design would get you caught in the back end of it? Chumlet. Those sound effects are great. Charlie Chaplin. And then this, of course, was the teaser. Like, literally in here, we have a teaser for the game that's coming out after this one, which is the first Spy Fox. Kind of a clever move to do that. Bad ass. I love how his face squishes like a overblown balloon into the camera lens there. I forgot how many they made of these. Don Quixote, okay. Well, now I know what that is. Still gets me. Not sure why they went with that music for that. Action! Adventure! Home-baked pie! This is literally all the footage we had. Run it rapidly! Loop it!
What luck! We found another purple sea urchin.
Ah, yes.
That's the trophy I won for the deep sea spelling bee. I was going to pick it up after school today.
Darn! The trophy case is locked.
I wonder who we could get the combination from.
Hey, I think this fell off the back of the lock.
It says, to get the combination to this lock, show this card to Mr. Triplefin.
So, if we show this card to Mr. Triplefin, he'll give us the combination.
Luther, you're a genius.
I know.
You're a genius. Luther, you're a genius.
That bottle looks awfully familiar.
Yeah.
This plaque says King Crab donated his pearls to build this Hall of Fame. Hi, Barnacle Bob.
We're here to buy a pullet.
A pullet? Forgive me for looking a wee bit stricken, but you said you needed a small female chicken?
Luther, I think you meant to say pulley, not pullet.
Oops, silly me.
This pulley's for sale, and she's mighty nice. 5 sea urchins. That's my asking price.
You know, now I'm wondering, since almost everybody else had a musical number, does he have one?
Hey, Barnacle Bob, is this pulley for sale?
These pulleys here I won't ever sell. I just keep 'em around so I have stories to tell.
Arr.
Now I'm actually kind of curious. Oh yeah, he's got a song because he's got this big cello thingy.
I'm a manta ray who loves to trade for things. I keep 'em close to me underneath my wings.
That song didn't even use a cello. What the heck?
Here's one sea urchin, Barnacle Bob. Here's 2 sea urchins, Barnacle Bob. Here's 3 sea urchins, Barnacle Bob. Here's 4 sea urchins, Barnacle Bob. This is the last sea urchin we have. Thanks a lot, Barnacle Bob.
'Tain't thanks that I'm needin' or even expecting. Just keep up your interest in pulley collecting.
There's only one more thing we need to build our trap.
That's a pretty good drawing. Background.
Yes, Grandfather. We know you never had a toy in your whole life, but
we can't get you any until the kids are out of the classroom. Well,
the kids haven't left yet because of that Freddi Fish. Yes, Squid Father. No more excuses. We'll do what we gotta do.
Boss, just what do we gotta do, huh?
We gotta get rid of those kids.
I am glad that in the third and fourth games they moved away from the Squid Father being like the common villain in all of these. It's so much better to have unique villains each time, because you don't know who to expect, right? They actually approach it from an Agatha Christie direction in those other games, because they develop a cast of characters and then they make you try to figure out who is the actual bad guy, who's the villain in this tale. Except no one dies, so there's not a murderer, but there is there's either a thief or a blackmailer or a liar or something like that. Okay, so skipping ahead here. Gotta hop, 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 skip, hop. Back down here.
What's this? Hey, you giving me the business?
Your business card, sir.
Well, so it is. You boys will be wanting a combination to the trophy case.
Excuse me, sir, but I'm not a boy. I'm a girl.
Hey, that's a coincidence. So's Mrs. Triplefin.
Thanks for the combination, Mr. Triplefin.
I think they made that gag a couple of other times. You know, having characters in the game mistake Freddy for a boy. But I guess that's simply... maybe that's an in-joke. Maybe they got like the game creators got letters the first time with people wondering, is she a girl or not? And then they had to make these gags later on to clarify the point, because she is very much a tomboy character.
This says the combination to the lock is 2, 3, 5.
I wonder if the combination changes later, because I think she recorded her lines to be different numbers. You know, just record each number and then we'll play the numbers differently and randomize it every time. All right, gotta go all the way back here. Boy, that's responsive.
It worked!
All right!
I remember how proud I was when I won this trophy.
Gee, it looks expensive. It looks like it's made out of gold.
No, Luther. The trophy isn't gold. Only the memories that go along with it.
Such good actors in these games. You got the versatile actors that play multiple characters, and then you've got Freddy and Luther. You got the actress that played Pajama Sam. You got the characters from Spy Fox, who I think the main I think Monkey Penny and Spy Fox themselves are unique. I don't think they necessarily play other characters. But the other characters in those games are, you know, the standard rotating cast that play all kinds of roles.
Ray, you won't believe this, but I just happen to have a slightly used trophy.
Nice quality. Kid, you just made the deal of the century.
Gee, Freddy, sorry you had to give up your spelling bee trophy. I know how much that trophy meant to you.
It's okay, Luther. I remember how special it was to win it, and that's what really matters. Let's go catch that ghost. We're ready to make our trap, Luther. That's just about everything. Luther, can we use your toy as bait?
Well, okay.
Our trap is complete.
Someone's coming.
Hey, boss! Look! A toy! Let's grab it!
Now, Luther.
Hey! It's Freddi Fish!
And Luther.
How could you two scare the poor little guppies and steal their toys?
The Squid Father told us to, 'cause he's never had any.
You should know that you can't just take things that belong to someone else.
You know, she just might have a point there, boss.
Okay, you can give back the toys.
The Squid Father doesn't need the toys as much as the guppies.
Here, give this to the Squid Father. He should have at least one toy.
Come on, Luther. Let's take these toys back to the guppies. Look what we
Found the Guppy's toys!
Hip hip hooray! We solved the mystery, Mrs. Croker.
There wasn't really a ghost haunting the school. It was just those sharks pretending to be a ghost.
Congratulations! You saved the school!
And that be's it.
Are you sure you want to stop playing with us?
Come back soon.
Okie dokie, everybody. So that's how that goes. I guess on some closing remarks, didn't really get as many of the spooky soundtracks in that playthrough, but of course most of them tend to play inside the school, and if you're not loafing around in there, you know, loitering around in there, and you don't have much to do, then you're not going to hear those tracks. But I think you can plainly see from the rest of the design of the game that it is extremely well done. The background paintings put up a really great atmosphere, and it gives you good player direction so that you know exactly where you can go and where you can click. I was a bit surprised that it does limit you in terms of what objects in your inventory you can pick up and use everywhere, because the Spy Fox games don't limit you that way. When you go in there and grab something out of your toolkit, I think you can just click it onto other stuff, and Spy Fox will let you know, nah, that's not going to work. But here it clearly limits you precisely because of the demographic and, you know, the age range that it's meant for. And yeah, it's a solid experience. It hasn't lost its touch after all these years, and this game is itself nearly 30 years old, if you can believe that. I can't believe it. And it looks better than ever. I actually don't remember the colors being that bright, but I think that's probably just because every time I watch a playthrough on YouTube, it's a crushed video quality, probably from an older version of the game that wasn't made on Steam, that wasn't, you know, put up on as the Steam version, and the video quality is a little crushed and smoothed over and just less crisp. But anyway, thank you all for dropping by once again. This has been Filmmaker J signing out.